Okay, so we're joined here by Gold Cup winning jockey Davy Russell. Davy, how's things?
Very good. Yeah, marvellous time of the year. You know, all that sludging around there during the winter, and this is where we're all aiming for.
This is what it's all about. Yeah. Now, obviously, this is your third festival you're not riding at. I imagine the preparations are a little bit different now than what they used to be.
Yeah, very much so. A lot calmer and less busy, but still very enjoyable.
Yeah, and did you used to get excited, or was it nerves, or a bit of both?
Would you believe, of all the times of the year, it just mellowed out completely. Yeah, absolutely. I think the hardest part about the festival is actually trying to find the horses that are good enough to go there. And then once you have them found, that's what you have, and you just have to make the most of it. So
yeah, of course.
You'd get uptight and tense during the year when you're trying to find one and one, prove one good enough, and you're always looking for one, you're always looking for the next one. But when you get to this time of the year, it's done, it's dusted, the squad is picked.
Yeah.
And, you know, you just, I used to mellow out. I used to love, it was nearly like a holiday for me.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
What were the mornings like? Because obviously we see on TV the horses walking around in the racecourse in the morning. Is that still mellow, or is there?
Oh no, it's brilliant. It's actually one of the most enjoyable parts about it when there's nobody there. You know, you see the workers all,
of course, working
around, tidying up from the day before, putting it back in, and a brand new day. It's really is. You know, there's sporting events around the world, and we are on the inside of probably one of the best of them, and it's just something really special. It's something that I used to love being involved in and watching everything. And the morning and the gallops is just a matter of horses stretching their legs. And I don't know, growing up, you always watch these videos of it, and all of a sudden you're involved in it, and you're one of the main stars in the show.
Yeah, of course. And obviously you rode plenty of winners for Gordon Elliott. He's had a great season so far. Do you think he's got one of his strongest teams going over to the Cheltenham Festival this year?
Yeah, Gordon was just such a huge part of my career. He was brilliant to me all the way through. And again, he really has hit the ground running this year. He's changed a few things around, you know, with the likes of brighter days ahead. She's going to, you'd imagine, finish her season better than she did last year. There's different bits and pieces that he's changed with a lot of other horses, and I think he's more concentrated to hit it to peak later in the year rather than earlier in the year, where he used to make hay before, but now he's really putting a huge challenge onto the second half of the season.
Of course, and one of his big horses for the festival this year, and a big talking horse, is Kyros. Obviously fallen, made a massive blunder last time out. What do you make of him? Do you think he's got what he takes to win the Supreme?
I'm not worried about the blunder at the last. That's just a lack of confidence.
Okay.
You know, they were going so fast. You know, he'd never have schooled. He'd never have raced at that speed. Like, it was like kind of his legs were going faster than his body because they'd gone so slow, and it was downhill to the last. So I'm not too worried about that. Again, his ability, there's no doubt in his ability. He has plenty of it. It's just the experience of the whole day, the whole race, getting them to the start, getting into his position and settling him into a race, and then obviously having a kick and the stamina to go. I always worry about when horses have that much speed, whether they can match it with stamina.
Okay.
And that's my only worry I think he'll overcome his inexperience. It's just stamina is a slight worry for me. Later on in his career, no problem. But just at this early part of his career, I just think stamina, and he may have showed a little bit in his bumpers that he wasn't a real pure steer, that he had a lot of pace.
Okay. I've never seen him in person before. Would he be the type of horse which could get a little bit hot in the parade ring beforehand? The atmosphere might get to him a bit?
He's got a good mind, but he's one of these, he's a bouncy type of horse. And again, yeah, the whole occasion, it'll be a big occasion for him, but he's been around, and look, Gordon's lads are well able to cater for all that, and they usually tick all the boxes before. They don't think about that on the day. They'll have that well thought through. You know, Gordon he's very particular in the way he'll think about the whole day.
Of course. Who do you think is the best chance of Gordon Elliott to have a winner this year?
Look, it's a bit obvious, but I suppose she got him out of jail last year with Wood, who looks to be, she seems to tick every box. She's had a great year. I tell you what she has, she's a habit of not getting beaten, which is a good habit in a racehorse. She's only been beaten once, albeit by maybe one of her opponents in Cheltenham, but I do feel that she's consistently stayed good. Her liking for the track last year, I just think she could be the one in the mare's hurdle.
Of course, and a race you know very well is, of course, the cross country. Favre de Champdou, favourite at the moment. Do you think he's got a cracking chance?
Oh, he has a great chance. I suppose he has obviously gone up in a handicap, and it's a handicap, it was just a conditions race. So he's going to have to carry a lot of weight. But saying that, last year's winner carried top weight, and again, similar kind of profile.
And obviously, a horse which a lot of people love from the Gordon Elliott stable was Brighter Days Ahead. She's been beaten twice at Cheltenham. Are you happy to forgive her, or do you think some horses just don't suit the festival?
There is that side of it, that maybe the undulations and the ups and downs and the whole hullabaloo of a festival may not suit. But I don't think she's one of them. I do feel that, again, as Gordon has stressed, he's changed things completely, and you'll have to respect him on that decision. He's when he changes things around, he usually gets it right. Maybe he may not have got it right for the first 2 years, but they seem to be confident they're going to get it right this year.
Okay, fair enough. And one horse which didn't get it right last year was Tehupu, beaten in the stayers by Bob Ollinger. Impressive last time out, goes back favourite. Do you think Tehupu regains his stayers hurdle crown?
Yeah, again, look, Bob Ollinger is, I think on 5 occasions he's unbeaten around Cheltenham, which is,
incredible.
Yeah, and it's no mean feat to get beaten by a horse of that calibre. So Bob Ollinger has gone, he's in 11 now, Tehupu is 9. There are a couple of young pretenders there. You would just hope to side with the younger of the two stalwarts, and that would be Tehupu. Like, for me, he's been there, he's done it. He's definitely keeps his best for Cheltenham. And he got an extra run this year. Hopefully that won't. But I do feel it's far enough away from the festival not to inconvenience him. He doesn't seem to take his races well when they're close together. Okay,
fair enough. Now let's look at the Presbury Cup. Irish versus the English. Do you think it's going to be closer this year than what it has been in the past?
It's definitely going to be closer. The handicapper is going to make sure of that. He's tightened them all up well. There is some bit of a kind of a question mark over how he treats the Irish horses, but at the same time, if that's what they need to do to get closer to the Irish, then that's what they need to do. But the handicaps are going to bring them closer, and I do feel that the likes of Nicky Henderson, the Skeltons, Paul Nichols has a couple of bullets to fire. Philip Hobbs could have a sneaky one stuck in there as well. All them, and the new trainers as well, Ben Paulings, all of them, Toby Lodge, they all have horses there that look to be good contenders. So, the English do have a very strong squad, but so does Ireland. And I just feel that if the English win handicaps, they will definitely could push over. It was 10 last year, I think they got. They would definitely be aiming towards, a 12 or a 13. Which could get interesting now for the Presbury Cup. All of a sudden, in the last couple of years, nobody spoke about the Presbury Cup, but they're all talking about it now.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Take me back to when you were riding. Was there a particular race at the festival which was quite unpleasant to ride in?
Oh, the bumper.
The bumper.
The bumper is very difficult. In a hurdle race, riding them, novice hurdlers or experienced hurdlers, you don't feel the undulations around Cheltenham. But in the bumper, you feel every one of them. There's ridges and horses are running green. It's very tightly packed, and you don't have a jump to separate or to take a pull. So it's, green horses running on their nerves. The bumper was always a tough race, and it's funny to say there's no jump in it, but it was a tough race to ride in.
Were you one of these jockeys that talked to the horse or made a noise to the horse? And do you think they listen and respond?
They definitely respond to verbalization. Okay. is a huge aid from a jockey's point of view. If you're one for trying to calm them down or one for trying to encourage them to run, either side can work in your favour, yeah.
Okay, and was there a particular jockey you faced in your career who was just extra tough? When he came alongside, you thought, I'm cooked here?
There was any amount of them, any amount of jockeys from AP McCoy all the way down to the likes of Sean Flanagan. I rode against Jack's a hard nut to crack. Paul Townend, a hell of a good jockey, and again, very strong in the finish. And even the English lads there, Harry Cobden and Sean Bowen looks like he can lift horses over the line. But I think there's a huge number of jockeys that if they get to a certain part of the race, they're all capable of riding the winner. Do you know what I mean? They're all tough, fit, hardened jockeys that know where the winning post is.
Fair enough. And one thing I think you were excellent at in your career is your timing and patience. Do you think there's sometimes a difference between the English and the Irish jockeys in terms of setting the pace or when they decide to kick?
There obviously is a difference, yes, but there also is a difference in obviously field size and the type of track between England and Ireland. The tracks in Ireland are definitely a lot tougher and not as short to run in as what they have in England. So it does help to be on the pace in England, whereas it can help to be off the pace in Ireland. Okay,
fair enough. And was there a certain fence around the Cheltenham course which was particularly hard for a horse to jump?
Not one that was hard for one to jump, but probably one of the most important fences in Cheltenham and hurdle is the fourth last.
Okay.
Because for the simple reason you're climbing, the tap it's the part of the race where you feel you're either going to quench or you're going to ignite. And the fourth last can be a bearer of that result, you know. I used to feel you turn the bend, head to the fourth last hurdle, and you get a good jump there. That gives you a huge help to get to the top of the hill with using no petrol, and then you're free falling the whole way down. So it's a big help in the hurdle course, and again the same in the chase course. That them two fences up against the hill can be very, very important. Okay, well, my favourite race at the festival is the Supreme Novices Hurdle. Talk to me. You're down at the start. The flag's about to go down. What's the atmosphere like? Is it quiet? Are you talking? So we don't hear any noise. Okay. Actually, we don't hear any noise any day at the races when we're in the race. Bar 2 days. There's 2 days of the year that you hear noise, and one is the Supreme Novices, and another is a student day in Mallow. They're the only 2 days that I've heard noise at the start. So you do hear the roar, and it's the only time you hear it. But amazing, actually, just remember, you don't hear it in the Grand National. It's obviously there, but for some reason your focus is somewhere else. But the noise does carry down the track, and it's, oh my God, it is spine tingling. I can imagine. But again, a lot of the lads are very professional, and down at the start, it is again, it's not just another race, but in our mind it is. You have to treat it like that. Of course, and in terms of hearing the crowd, is there a certain point when you're riding a finish at Cheltenham which you then can hear the crowd? Very late. Okay. It's very, very late. It's very close to the line. Okay. But when you hear it, it really does, the ground can move. You know, when you have a favourite, you know, it's a favourite trying to get up, or one that's been heavily supported by the public, or, you know, just a public's favourite horse, that the earth can actually shake. Of course. Yeah. I think one of the fantastic things about the festival from a fan point of view is being able to get up close to the horse on the way back down. So you've just had a heavily backed favourite go in, you've got the walk down in front of the crowd. What's that like? Well, you either have the bookies congratulating you, or you have the punters. It's a win-win. Yeah, so there's either the bookies are booing and the punters are cheering, or vice versa. So, and you have both, because the line of bookies are all the way down, and you could often see a couple of hats in the air over, and the crowd would be silent. But that to me is something that can't be replicated anywhere else, is that long walk down where you get the congratulations from the crowd. And it doesn't matter if you're riding a 50-1 winner, they still cheer you in. They still applaud you down that walkway. And again, all the competitors are gone down in front of you, and it's just you. And I often say to lads who are riding their first festival winner, take your time. Take it in. It's an amazing feeling. And then again, you turn up in that tunnel all the way up into the parade ring, and then into that cauldron of what is the winners' enclosure in Cheltenham. It's a special place. It's definitely something that is very hard to replace. Yeah, of course. And one horse you were lucky enough to partner at the festival multiple times was Tiger Roll. Yeah. Did it feel different when you were on
a fan favourite like him? Like, could you feel the love from the crowd?
Oh, you would. You'd feel it before, during and after. You know, it's just, you know, them beauty of them national hunters, they keep coming back and show their willingness to win races and to try so hard for you. You know, you can feel the appreciation.
Okay, so talk to me. We're on a Tuesday at the festival. What is your standard routine like? What time do you get up? Do you have any sort of superstitions or anything like that?
No, it's pretty kind of 6:30ish. You go into the yard. The head lad, you know, it was Camilla when I was back there. She'd have everything pretty much ready for me. The girls, Mary Nugent, and the girls would run the show. I just have a quick chat with Gordon and it'd be very straightforward. It'd be very enjoyable actually. You just walk down the chute, take everything in. You're giving your horse as much confidence that to let him know that this place is okay, that he can enjoy himself as much as anything else, you know, and you just go down and we really only have a little trot around and maybe a canter and then back up again. You might have a second one, rarely. And then I used to go across the road to Gordon's, where Gordon stays, and you'd have an egg or, you know, something small to eat, and then actually might go for a snooze or a sweat maybe, depends, or both. Sweat first and then a snooze. I used to actually love having a sleep, a little siesta. I can see why the Spanish are so good at staying young. Didn't do me much good, but I would really like to have a little siesta in the morning, yeah. Okay,
and say you had a winner on the Tuesday. At what point can you celebrate that? Would you have a couple of beers?
Saturday when you go home. Okay. Yeah, no, it's a long week. You don't celebrate. You know, it's actually quite, I don't know what people think, go on, but I used to just go back to the house and watch the replays and get ready, go to bed. You'd be tired. It's a long day. You're 6:30 all the way through. And you try and find, I'd usually eat at the race course, and kind of very rarely there might be someone going somewhere that you'd have a drink or two. Back in the day we used to go out every night really, but end up in the 21 club and party all night, but no, not in the past, you know, not when I was professional and you're, you know, and especially if you're riding every day, it's a long week.
Of course, yeah, I can imagine. Well, obviously you'll be there this year as a fan yourself.
Yeah.
Is there anything? Yeah, super fan. Is there anything you'd like to experience at the festival that a normal fan would compared to when you're riding, like the Guinness Village or anything like that?
Yeah, me personally, it's the horses. So I would never have got a chance to walk out to the saddling area and that, and I really enjoy that. I love going out to the saddling area. I love trying to find a position to watch a race, and it's difficult for me to be at a race meeting because with nothing to do. So I'd have to be kept busy, and I'm always kind of drawn to the weigh room a little bit. But there's a lot to do at the festival. There's, you know, the shopping village. There's loads to do there to keep you occupied. There's loads of people to meet, and I think that's the best thing about Cheltenham is year on year you meet the same faces. You know, you might meet them for 12 months, but they're there, and you'll have the same conversation with them every year. You know, it's fantastic that way.
Well, I'd love to know what the conversation was. Obviously, Tiger Earl won 4 times at the festival.
Yeah.
Jack Kennedy chins him.
Yeah.
To deny him a 5th win. What was the conversation like afterwards with Jack?
Oh no, that was it. You take the good with the bad. That was a bad day for me and Tiger Earl, but it was a good day for Jack. Obviously, Delta Work was a very good horse, and he was a huge danger on the day. And unfortunately, he just got the better of us. But no, I was congratulating Jack. It was his moment. It was his moment to shine, and he did shine. He was very, very good.
Okay, last question. If you could go back to the festival this year and you can ride one horse, doesn't have to be trained by Gordon, who would it be and why?
I'd love to win another Gold Cup. Maybe Django Boy, but there's any amount of them there. You know, I'd love to ride Romeo Coolio. There's any amount of them. Yeah. It's, you know, there's a lot. And you must remember, these are the best of the best.
Of course.
You know, they are the cream of the crop. It's like driving a Ferrari. Yeah. As long as nobody has a Bugatti alongside you, you'll be all right.
Davy, pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.